Hi, I'm Madison, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a brand new reading vlog for you. So this is the second installment in my I read these so you don't have to vlogs. Basically I read books so you don't have to read them. They're books that came out in like the mid 2000s, like 2010-ish times, and they're books that I never got to that I just think maybe they didn't age so well. So I'm for sure reading The Uglies by Scott Westerfield. This is a YA dystopian. This came out in 2005. I specifically remember all my friends reading this in school and I never picked it up because I was like, I don't want to read what everyone else is reading. But this is being turned into a movie, and so like I really want to watch the movie when it comes out, so I want to read this beforehand. This is about like when you turn a certain age, you get turned pretty. Oh, why is that the first line? The first line says, the early summer sky was the color of cat vomit. That's disgusting. Okay, well, this is already off to a great start. Anyway, I also know that I'm going to be reading Delirium by Lauren Oliver. This is actually a first edition copy that I have here. I got it for $3 at half price books in 2020. And it has the chick's face on it, you know, because that is classic. This book came out in 2011. And then I have some others that I'm tentatively thinking of, but I don't want to say anything yet just in case I don't pick them. Yeah, so it's going to be it. Please wish me luck, and this is going to be hopefully a hilarious vlog. So last time I did this, it was freaking priceless when I read Hush Hush. It was the funniest experience of my life, so let's go. No one told me that her name was Tally Youngblood. Youngblood! I'm only a page in and I'm like, oh my god, this is unique. Okay, so listen to this. So when you turn pretty, hang on, let me grab this. First off, what you can do. First, there's hoverboards in this world, which is really cool. I love hoverboards. That'll be really interesting to see what they do in the movie, because like, you know, hoverboards, a lot of different gadgets. You like have this like ring thingy that like lets you like talk to like all the different like gadgety stuff that like makes the gadgety stuff do stuff for you. I use the word stuff a lot just then. Anyway, you can like, before you turn pretty, you can like play around and basically like a Sims creator. Like, you know when you make on Sims and you're making like your characters, that's basically what they do, is they like sit there with like a version of themselves and they play around with it to make themselves look like their pretty version. And so it's like, what it'll do is it'll like take your face, like in half it, and then it'll make it symmetrical by like one or the other side, which is always really creepy to look at. This follows Tally, who is about to turn 16, and when you turn 16 is when you turn pretty, and she has an old friend, his name is like Paris, and that's like her childhood best friend is a dude who just turned pretty like a little bit ago. So she's got 3 months until she turns pretty, but then she just makes this new friend named Shay, who also has the same birthday as her, and is also going to turn pretty the same day, but according to the back, Shay ends up running away. And so Tally has to either find her friend and turn her in, or never turn pretty at all. And so that's what this is about. The writing is very simple, like the interactions, like the way that they're talking it feels very like 2005, like very short text speech between them and stuff like that. So yeah. Hello, it's a bit later. I'm a third of the way through. I don't actually know. I'm almost halfway. I just want to say this is way more boring than I expected. I'm like, what the hell? Why am I bored? This is boring. I'm like, what the hell? I thought there was at least romance in this. I thought I at least got romance. But instead she's just like half in love with her childhood best friend that she's seen twice. Whatever. Remember how I said that I had a feeling that some things maybe wouldn't, oh god, my hair. Maybe wouldn't age great. Well, I just came across something that was not aged well, and especially as someone who, you know, for anyone who pays attention to anything that I ever say, anytime that things come up to do with body dysmorphia or eating disorders, I'm always like, I'm paying attention to you. Don't really love what this is doing. First off, there's stereotyping, which I mean, I'm guessing I shouldn't be that surprised that there's like a lot of like stereotypes in this. She's finally got to like where the people are hiding out, like in the smokies, that's what they're called, smokies, the people who are like the runaway ugly people. I can't with the way I'm talking about this book. She like just came across like old civilization stuff, which is magazines. And firstly, obviously the people who are in magazines, they look ugly because they all look different. Like the point of being pretty is that everyone basically looks the same. She's like, oh my god, these people look like freaks. And they're like, no, like they were things that were called like stars and famous people. She's like, the men with stringy hair are musicians, the really ugly ones are politicians, and someone told me that the fatties are mostly comedians. That's extremely fatphobic. And then they come across a model and she's like, oh my god, she looks like she's starving. Oh, is this the girl who has that disease that everyone ever always talked about? And they're talking about eating disorders. I don't know. Oh, I knew something was gonna come up that I'd be like, oh, I don't like this at all. But that's like a whole paragraph there talking about EDs and okay. It's currently really shit weather out in New York. It's really gross and like cloudy today. But I did finish this last night and I hated it. Bruh, that shit was so boring. It was so boring. Like what? Nothing happened. That was this book could have been half its length. And I think this would be an interesting movie. I think it could potentially be an interesting movie. But as like a book, not so much. It's like one of those things. It's like there's so much depth that is lacked in this book. Like her romance that she ends up happening like halfway through, she meets him halfway through and then instantly fall. Like there's so much more like that needs to be rounded out. I mean, look, it came out in 2005. I can't be a complete bitch about it, but like it's just there's so much more that I feel like could have been done, which is why I do think that the movie is going to be really interesting to see. I think the movie will be a lot better because like when you have something like this that has just like bones to it, like this is bones, the movie can then add the meat onto those bones. So I actually am excited for the movie because I'm intrigued to see kind of like what they're gonna make the pretties look like, because they're supposed to be like all looking the same and symmetrical looking people. I think it's gonna be kind of cool. I just think as a book, I don't read the book before the movie. I feel like, ooh, I think it could be fun. No, it's pointless. There's no point. Don't do it. I am gonna be picking up Delirium by Lauren Oliver next. Do I think this is gonna go any better? No. Let's see. What is the first page of this? It has been 64 years since the president and the consortium identified love as a disease, and 43 since the scientists perfected a cure. I mean, I'll read it. I'm gonna read this today. I wanna try and bang it out. I feel like all of these books end up taking like just very drastic measures, okay? Like I'm sitting here, obviously this is one where, like I said, love is a disease. And they're talking about how the only problem is that, you know, when you get rid of people who like love, getting rid of love, the only problem with that is, you know, people just find parenting to be a little distasteful. I'm like, I mean, yeah, that would make sense. And they go, thankfully, cases of full-blown detachment where a mother or father is unable to bond normally with their child and winds up drowning them or sitting on their windpipes or beating them to death is not common. Oh. It's page 7. All of these books, there's always something that I'm just like, okay, that's normal. We'll go with that. But I will say already so far, the writing in this is, oh, something's in my eye, but the writing in this is already a lot better. Just like the writing style is a lot nicer to flow through. So 7 pages in, it's not bad apart from dead children, so we'll keep going. Yes, we just got to the standard line of, I'm not ugly, but I'm not pretty either. Everything is in between. And she's short, and she doesn't like to wear makeup and has never been interested in clothes or lip gloss because she is not like other girls. Ta-da! Hello, okay, so it's been a week. It's been a week since I updated you guys. My week has been super nuts, but I am now officially a third of the way into Delirium. I'm sorry, I can't with the chick's face like flat out right here. It's just too funny to look at. But yeah, no, I'm a third of the way in. I'm actually enjoying it. It's actually a good book. I will say that much. Like, it's not cringy. It's just like a typical YA dystopian, and like I'm actually really enjoying it. Not like, you know, anything super stellar and groundbreaking here. But like, you know, when she's falling for this guy, I was like, oh, this is kind of super cute. And like when the guy's like, yeah, I'm cured, don't have to worry about me. I was like, bitch, you were lying. Of course he was lying. Of course she's not going to actually fall in love with the guy who is cured. Of course he's not really cured. Of course he's actually from the wild. And my guess is like, he's the one who's like doing all this stuff that's like, you know, trying to go against the government. It's just like, it's so interesting. Like, I love some of these dystopian books. I think it's just so fun to see the sciencey part to everything and kind of how they do the different dystopian worlds. Like, this still feels like super contemporary. The writing style is actually really good. Like, Lauren Oliver has a nice writing style, which is what I was complaining about with UGLIES, was Scott Westerfield just did not have the writing style there. But yeah, it's actually going well, so I'm curious. Anyway, okay, bye. They just kissed and they're so cute and adorable and I'm so happy with this. Oh my god, this is so much better than UGLIES. How about UGLIES didn't even have a romance in it? It was just, oh, this one has a romance and it's a super adorable romance and I'm so terrified of how this romance is gonna go, but my fingers are crossed, although I have a feeling it's gonna end horribly. Hello. Ooh, it's actually gotten super cloudy out. I didn't even realize. Looks like it might even rain. Anyway, I finished Delirium. I actually really enjoyed it. I'm super curious to see like how the series keeps on going. I don't know if I would actually want to like spend the time to read it myself, or if I just want to like look up spoilers to see how this like series goes. Because it is really interestingly, like I really like the romance in this. I thought that the world was really cool. It was very simple. It was like, you know, your standard YA dystopian from back in the day, and I understand why there was like such like a cult following behind this and like why it was such like a popular one. I'm actually surprised. I'm actually genuinely surprised this is not one that was turned into a movie. Zelda, babe, not right now. So yeah, I feel like I would give it like a solid like 3-4 stars. I would give UGLIES like a 1. I should have like a 1 to the extent like I should have DNF'd that. I should have just DNF'd UGLIES, but I didn't because I wanted to read it for you guys and see what the experience was like. But was it really worth it? No. Delirium was actually good. It was actually like quality writing for when it was done. It was actually like a solid book, and I definitely think it's actually one of those ones that does stand up to the test of time, like as time has gone on, so it's actually worth it. Which brings me to the reason why I'm reading this next book, is to see if it also stands up to the test of time. I'm going to be reading The Summer I Turned Pretty. This is super short too, which is really nice, but this is, as you guys know, being turned into a movie by Jenny Han. I've actually never read any of Jenny Han's books before. I had never read To All the Boys I Love before or anything like that. So knowing that this is being turned into that TV show, I'm like, I definitely want to read it beforehand. Also, the sticker is removable for anyone who is wondering. I need to go, Zelda's being annoying right now, so I need to go deal with her. But I'm going to start The Summer I Turned Pretty and then come back. Okay, bye. Okay, so I can't move because I currently have a cat on me, as you can see.
She's a very beautiful kitty.
But because of that, I literally cannot move. Even though the light's over. Oh no, I didn't mean to make you leave. Oh, okay. Okay, so I am currently, how many pages? 80 pages into The Summer I Turned Pretty. This lighting sucks. Oh well, whatever. It's fine so far. The writing is kind of stilted. It's weird, like every chapter will like go back in time to like a previous summer. And Zelda, can you not, baby, come here. Come to mommy. Thank you. Every chapter will go back to like a previous summer, and so you're constantly like flitting back to when she was younger. And the chapters are super short. They're like only a couple of pages, which is also really weird to read. I don't know if that's like, I feel like a lot of the YA books I read nowadays don't do that, but maybe it's like a thing, maybe it was a thing back in the day. Zelda, baby, mommy needs you to stop nudging the camera. So yeah, it definitely feels a lot younger than I was also expecting it to. Like, I forget how old she is in this, but I'm sure she's at least 16 or something. Yeah, she's 16, the other brother is 16, and then the oldest brother's like 18. I think that's the ages of everyone in this, if I'm correct. But yeah, so it's about, you know, Belly. I don't know, what is her actual name? Everyone just keeps calling her Belly. Belly, and then there's Conrad and Jeremiah. And she's grown up with Conrad and Jeremiah since she was little. And they are the guys who are, like, you know, her mum's best friend's sons. She says the beach house with them every single summer. She's always had a crush on Conrad, and Jeremiah's the one that she's, like, best friends with. And then she also has an older brother named Steven. It's definitely, like, it's starting to get a bit better because I feel like we're actually starting to get into the storyline. I'm kind of sick of it keep going back and forth between present day timeline and past timelines every single chapter. It's just a bit much for me, but we'll see. Hopefully the writing style will improve once that happens too, because I feel like everything is just getting introduced and it's just like, it's not gripping me or anything. So anyway, I'll catch you guys up. Bye. So it's like late, but I did just finish The Summer I Turned Pretty, and I'll give you guys a update tomorrow on it. But I did want to know I finished it, and my first thought is this is gonna make a nice TV series. The only problem is that there are so many flashbacks I don't really know what they're going to do about that in the TV show. Just omit the flashbacks. Maybe the flashbacks will be at the beginning of every episode as like a bonus. I don't know, but I hated how many flashbacks there were. I'd rather like, they were like every couple of chapters. Like they never stopped. They never stopped. Anyway, I'll talk about this more in the morning because I'm really tired, but goodbye. Okay, so I'm here to close out this vlog. Finished this last night. It was fine. I mean, I know this is like a 3-part series, so like not much happens in this one, to be flat out honest with you. She ends up having a romance with a guy that she's not even gonna end up with, which is fine. I kind of wanted to see her actually fall in love with one of the guys, and I do think she is actually. I think I'm totally wrong. I think she's gonna end up with the older brother dude. But the huge triggers in this, by the way, for Cancer. It was a fun, quick read. I definitely think that you don't really need to read this before watching the TV show. I feel like the TV show is going to do a better job at kind of fleshing everything out. I'm going to be super curious to see what they do, because I do believe, like, I just feel like I don't get how many episodes you could get out of just this book. Like, it's a small book. I don't get how many you can get one season out of this. The flashbacks just kept happening throughout, and I did appreciate the flashbacks to like kind of learn more about everything that happened, but at the same time they kept taking me out of the story because I was constantly flashing back and forth, and I would have rather have like maybe at the beginning you kind of see each chapter like them progressing as like the ages go on, and then it starts and it's like the actual, like I think I would have preferred that as a setup than how it is in here, just personally. I think I would, because these are such quick reads, I think I would read the whole series just out of curiosity, to kind of see how this does keep on progressing, because I do kind of like Conrad. I mean, he's a bit of a dick in this, I'm not gonna lie. Conrad's a complete dick, but I can see Conrad redeeming himself, and I want to see Conrad redeem himself. That being said, I would love to be with Jeremiah. Poor Jeremiah. Oh, poor Jeremiah. He's in love with Belly, and knows that Belly is in love with his brother. Oh, the poor thing. Oh, so sad. But yeah, otherwise it was fine. It wasn't too problematic, I don't think. I didn't realize anything that seemed problematic-ish, but I don't know, I'm curious, so meh. Yeah, that's kind of it. I hope this was an interesting vlog. I hope I go back and edit it and it looks good, because this has been such a spread out vlog. I filmed it over the course of 2 weeks, so we'll see how this goes, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm definitely curious to see if there are any other books that you guys would be interested in seeing me read for the first time. If there are any, just comment them down below that you think are super popular, X, Y, and Z. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more of me, please go to my channel, and until next time, thanks a bunch everyone. Bye bye.